Hi everyone, we are Group Analytica. Now we would like to present our research report after 3 months working hard on it. The main theme is climate change, so we decide to conduct research on Malaysians' awareness of renewable energy in climate change mitigation. Our group consists of 6 members. I am Zakwan, the group leader. Throughout this project, Rafli, Danish, Farhan, Zulharih, and Firdaus have given their full cooperation to write the report. As a team leader, I really admire their consistent effort. This slide presents the outline of the presentation. The next slide is going to be the introduction. After that, we will going through the literature review, problem statement, objective of the study, the research question, and significance of the study. For the finding parts, we include the conceptual framework and hypothesis, what method we conduct in our research, the outcome of the finding, and the conclusion of this project.
Hello, my name is Rafli and I'm going to start our presentation by talking about the introduction of our study. Climate change has become the major global environmental issue today. The rapid growth of the world's population and the advance in civilization have the need for the energy increase exponentially. Due to high demand, natural resources are massively consumed. For the past few years, humans have relied on renewable energy such as fossil fuels, coal, and petroleum to support the world's development. Therefore, many countries already taken initiative and made strategy to prevent climate change from becoming worse. In the perspective of Malaysia, government authority under Sustainable Energy Development Authority has developed Malaysia's renewable energy roadmap to set a target to reach 31% of renewable energy share in the national installed capacity mix by 2025. To achieve that target, Malaysian government has taken many initiatives and programs to encourage Malaysia to mitigate to using clean energy. However, this strategy must be implemented comprehensively and must be supported by not only the government but also the people. This is because all the initiative by government in renewable energy will be no avail if the people do not understand and have the awareness of the importance of using it to mitigate climate change. As stated by prior research, the rate of acceptance of renewable energy technology is challenging and complex process that is influenced by a wide range of factors. Therefore, this study aims to investigate, identify, and examine the rate of knowledge and awareness of Malaysians towards the use of renewable energy to mitigate climate change in Malaysia. Now, I'm going to talk about the literature review of our study. Based on our findings from the previous study, there are 4 aspects that have been highlighted for our research. The first one is cost. A prior study in Pakistan has analyzed the cost-benefit relationship between the renewable energy technology and customer intention to use it. According to the study, renewable energy technology is more costly in Pakistan due to increased buying power, which has a negative influence on consumer intention to use renewable energy-based power solution. The next one is the knowledge. Another previous study has addressed Malaysians' knowledge of renewable energy. It is known that Malaysians agreed that renewable energy may help them. However, they believe that maintaining renewable energy technologies was onerous. The reason might be a limited knowledge among the specialized, a lack of effort from the government and firms to promote and support Malaysian renewable energy. The third one is the policy settings. A prior research conducted in Kenya discovered that government policy has an important influence in boosting the use of renewable energy. The finding from prior study shows that the government has spent more in renewable energy projects while simultaneously lowering the electricity prices. The last one is the level of awareness. A prior study has discovered that the citizen awareness had a significant positive association with their desire to use the renewable energy technologies. Now I'm going to talk about the problem statement of our study. It is known that Malaysians had a high degree of knowledge of climate change which was sufficient to be regarded as satisfactory. However, a recent study in 2018 found out that there is only a little information regarding the view of society on issues related to climate change and renewable energy technology in Malaysia. According to it, it is known that only 2 out of 5 people have used renewable energy. Even though they have the awareness of renewable energy product, it is still unknown that Malaysians have any plans to employ it as a source of energy. Therefore, it is important to conduct this research to find out what and how Malaysians would think about the use of renewable energy in Malaysia.
Next, we move on to the objective of the study. The first one is Determine the degree of climate change awareness among Malaysians. Second, determine and examine the level of understanding Malaysians have about renewable energy. Lastly, identify Malaysians' perspective on using renewable energy to fight against climate change. And next is the research question. Firstly, how concerned are Malaysians about climate change? Second, how well do Malaysians know about renewable energy? Third, do Malaysians believe that renewable energy can help to mitigate climate change? Fourth, does cost affect Malaysians' intention to use renewable energy? And lastly, do Malaysians have the intention of using renewable energy? So, what is the significance of this study? Firstly, to provide information on the level of awareness Malaysians have about how renewable energy affects climate change. Second, to provide awareness to the community because the program run by the government needs the community's efforts as a whole for it to succeed. This is because having awareness will keep them updated about the current situation, thus knowing about the government's effort. Third, since renewable energy is the best alternative for creating sustainable energy with zero emissions to avoid climate change, renewable energy technology will have more demands by this, thus creating more job opportunity. This is because more jobs are created for each unit of electricity generated from the renewable sources. Lastly, this research study will benefit the Malaysian government in providing strategies to encourage common people to use renewable energy nationwide. This is because the research study can give insight to the government or organisation on how to implement program that is related to the renewable energy research that is acceptable and get positive feedback from people.
So now I would like to present the conceptual framework for our research. Based on the research question that has been developed for this research, a conceptual framework that is consisting of 5 variables which are environmental concern, knowledge of non-renewable energy, cost, the belief of renewable energy, and the intention to use renewable energy that have been developed to find the relation and integration between all those 5 variables. The conceptual framework for the recent research includes the 4 hypotheses to be tested. These hypotheses are as follows. H1, which is environmental concern, has effect on the intention to use renewable energy. H2, awareness on renewable energy has effect on the intention to use renewable energy. H3, belief of renewable energy has effect on the intention to use renewable energy. And lastly, H4, cost of using renewable energy has effect on the intention to use renewable energy. This is our methodology in order to collect data. First, we use survey via Google Form. The reason of choosing survey is because the research questions will be based on quantitative method as it is easy for the data analysis. Next, survey can gather large size of information and data from respondents in a short period of time. Not only that, survey also considerably cheaper than most of the other primary data collection methods. Respondents also can give opinions and experiences through the surveys anonymously to protect their privacy. The next method that will be used is document analysis. Document analysis is useful for a variety of purposes such as understanding policy content over time and across geographies, documenting processes, and understanding how information and ideas are presented formally. References will be compiled from a variety of journal article publications and web sources that have been chosen and reviewed. A lot of materials will aid in the preparation of this study, including locating and reviewing previous knowledge on the public acceptance and utilization of renewable energy in other countries. Moreover, this method is time-consuming and as it takes time to read and understand the content and requires no budget. However, as it relies entirely on the reference materials, we are planning to limit it in terms of information relating to the scope of study. Lastly, Microsoft Excel is the tool that has been chosen to find and analyze the data collected from the survey. In the process of analyzing data, ANOVA test will be used as a measurement for the data to test the hypothesis whether all the hypotheses in this research is significant, which indicate whether a hypothesis is supported or not. Cronbach alpha coefficient also used to measure the reliability and internal consistency of data from the survey.
Next, we move on to the research result, which is for the demographic of the respondent. As you can see in this pie chart, majority of our respondent is male, which is carry out the percentage by 56.6%. Based on this pie chart, the participant in which age between 18 to 24 years old were the highest proportion, which is cover 49.3%. This is followed by the age between 25 to 39 years old, which carry 29.8% of the proportion. This result was followed by the 11.2% and 9.8% by the age of above 40 years old and under 18 years old. Next, we move on to the employment status of our respondent. Based on collected data, the employment status of the participant has the majority of students, which is carried out by 46.3%. This result was followed by the workers, which is 41.5%. Next, we got 10.7% and 1.5% for the self-employment and retired participant.
Okay, next we move for research results and discussion for education level. Total respondents are 205 responses. From that, the education level for the participant in the data has the majority of 63.9%, which is carried out by bachelor's degree students. This result followed by secondary school education level, which is 26.8%. Okay, next we move for monthly income per month. The total of 44.4%, which the biggest proportion has monthly income less than 1,000 ringgit. This result followed by monthly income in range of 1,000 ringgit to 3,999 ringgit, which carried 31.7%, followed by 29.3% has monthly income 4,000 ringgit and above.
I will continue to elaborate the research result and discussion of the first hypothesis, which is the relation between environmental concern and climate change. From 205 respondents, we get 77.84% of respondents who agree to environmental concern is part of climate change mitigation. The rest, we have either neutral, contributing 10.87%, or disagreement, which is around 11.29% of respondents. The mean is 3.96, which can be considered above average. And lastly, the standard deviation is 1.02. The bar chart shows that environmental concern has a p-value of 0.2, meaning it has no significant influence on the desire to utilize renewable energy. P-value over 0.05 is considered not significant. Hence, hypothesis 1 is invalid. Previous study by Muhammad Irfan Research Group shows the same result. This suggests that Malaysians' purpose to acquire renewable energy products is less about climate and more about personal necessities. Public awareness of climate change is low. Many people regard climate change as a distant and unclear issue, so they prioritize other matters. Many say renewable energy sources are not yet efficient and economical enough to replace non-renewable energy. According to study by Carduni Research Group, Malaysian secondary and higher school curriculum do not integrate any environmental education course yet. As a result, curriculums at school and colleges may not be comprehensive enough to enhance environmental awareness and comprehension.
The figure as shows in the screen is the overall result finding for the context of awareness of renewable energy and its technology, which consists of 14 questions. It is found that 38% and 40% of the respondents are strongly agree with their awareness of renewable energy. Then the overall mean of 3.82 and standard deviation of 1.03 is gained that indicates the respondents agree with the statement in general. The figure shows in the screen is basically about the F value, significant level and Cronbach alpha coefficient for the awareness of renewable energy and its technology. It is found out that the significant level is 0.001, which is lower than 0.05. By this, we can conclude that the factors is significant and it is supported the research hypothesis of awareness on renewable energy has effect on the intention to use renewable energy.
This figure shows the overall result finding for the context of the cost renewable energy utilization, which consists of 4 questions. It is found out that 39% of the respondents are strongly agreed that renewable energy products should be cheaper priced in order to encourage their purchase. Then, the overall mean of 4.03 and the standard deviation of 1 is gained that indicates respondents agree with the statements in general. The figure shows the F value, significance and Cronbach alpha coefficient for the cost of renewable energy utilization. It is found that the significance level is 0.003, which is lower than 0.05. By this, we can conclude that the factors is significant and it supported the research hypothesis of cost of renewable energy utilization.
Next is the research result and discussion on belief of renewable energy. From 205 respondents, we get 45.17% and 35.71% of the respondents who choose scale 5 and 4, which means they agree belief of renewable energy is a part of climate change mitigation. The rest we have either neutral, which is 7.32%, and disagree with 11.71% of the respondents. The mean is 4.10, which is higher than average with a standard deviation of 1.09. And now the bar chart shows the F value, significant value, and Cronbach alpha coefficient for the belief of renewable energy. The F value is 2.00 with Cronbach alpha coefficient of 0.7382. The significant level is 0.093, which is higher than 0.05, and this shows that this factor is not significant and it does not support the research hypothesis of belief of renewable energy have effect on the Malaysian's intention on using renewable energy.
Next, we move on to the overall result of the intention to use the renewable energy. Majority of the respondent, which is the 43.05%, agree that they have intention to use the renewable energy. The mean of 3.95 and standard deviation 1.03 indicate that overall of the respondent has the intention to use the renewable energy.
Okay, next we move to the conclusion. For summary, the finding found out that awareness of renewable energy and cost of utilization of renewable energy is significantly important to the intention to use renewable energy products. Okay, while the other determinants shows that no significant to it. Okay, for limitation, we have two items, which is sample size and sample characteristic. For sample size, the number of respondents that is collected from the survey form is only 205 people, which is quite low being considered the population of Malaysians, which is around 32.78 million, stated in Department of Statistics Malaysia. The ratio of the sample to the real population is too big that the result cannot be fully generalized on all population of Malaysia. Okay, for sample characteristic, the finding of respondents characteristic has shown there is a very large number different of respondents in terms of age. This can be a limitation as the data finding based on the respondent from the survey may be only based on the majority specific range of the age only. Therefore, the data result is not fully considers the opinion from all range of age of Malaysians. Okay, lastly, for recommendation for further studies, Malaysians' opinion about effectiveness of government policies and programs in combating climate change in Malaysia. Okay, I think that's all from us in this video presentation. Fortunately, we managed to make a great job in making a research report for awareness of renewable energy in climate change mitigation among Malaysians. Hope you enjoy our video and thank you for listening.